First, I'd like to give all praise unto Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and honors to you brothers out there on the highways and the byways teaching this word in all sincerity and in truth. And I just want to speak briefly about the situation that's going on in Houston. Not too long ago, me and the brother Ariella did an algorithm which was going into the global logistics, and the global supply chain, and how a global economic collapse, complete collapse, and or war, global war, would affect the supply of food, fuel, and such things around the globe in a real bad way. And lo and behold, this situation has happened in Houston, and we're beginning to see how this can happen regionally, in these little isolated incidents. Because at the moment, that's what this is. It's an isolated incident. The rest of the world can manage because there's ways around what's going on. It's a regional event. It's going to affect certain other parts in America for now, but it's not like the whole of America is collapsing. Okay, so where you're seeing right now in Houston is just a glimpse of what's going to happen globally, and be 100 times even worse, because there's not going to be anywhere or anything to pick up the slack, so to speak. And the largest U.S. refinery, Motiva, which is situated down there, may be shut up to 2 weeks. Says here it's going to be shut, for assessment of plant and repair and so forth. 603,000 barrels per day. That's what it usually produces. So that 603 barrels per day is lost from the supply chain. So that has to come from somewhere else, which will take longer, probably more costly. So either way you look at it, price is going to go up for the time being. Okay. So there's going to be a famine of fuel. And it's going to be the same thing with anywhere where that was being supplied from or through Houston is going to be affected. And obviously the people in Houston themselves are going to be affected, vice versa, anything coming in because of the destruction to the infrastructure, which logistics is dependent on not only supply, but infrastructure to move that supply from one place to the other. Okay, so if you got roads destroyed and things, that's going to affect supply, affects logistics. Okay, it creates famine. All right. But like I said, man, this thing is just a glimpse into because this happens, you've had events like this, Katrina. This is what happens. Okay, the prices of water, food, these things go up. But at the same time, there is supply. There is supply. It's going to come in from elsewhere. But what's going to happen when it can't come in from elsewhere? When there isn't a plan B, plan C, even a plan D? That's when you're going to see even more government control. That's when the government are going to have to come in and take control of all them resources, man. Now, where is... Oh, boy, I thought I opened it up. Let me see if I can get this article for you from Judge Report. Then I want to just get a scripture. So little by little, the Lord is letting... Oh, man, it ain't on here no more. See if I can get this article. It says that U.S. fuel shortages from Harvey to hamper Labor Day travel. Travelers and fuel suppliers across the United States brace for higher prices and shortages ahead of the Labor Day holiday weekend. And this is just from this one refinery being inaccessible. So what happens when there's an issue where oil containers from the Middle East ain't making it to the shores of America for these refineries, and they got to rely on on oil from within America and Alaska. And what happens when you got problems getting that oil to move within America to these various refineries and so? You see what I'm saying? Do you see? Right now we're looking at something regional, just an isolated incident that's, you know, like a small body shot. But what happens when they get that combination, man? Start shutting down them organs. All right. This is travelers and fuel suppliers across the United States brace for higher prices and shortages ahead of the Labor Day holiday weekend as the country's biggest fuel pipelines and refineries curb operations after Hurricane Harvey. Just 6 days after Harvey slammed into the heart of the U.S. energy industry in Texas, the effects are being felt not just in Houston, but also in Chicago and New York, and prices at the pump state nationwide have hit a high for the year. Okay, but there's still supply. There's still supply. You know? What happens when it's even worse? When it's global? When there's crisis throughout America, throughout the world. Supply shortages have developed even though there are nearly 250 million barrels of gasoline stockpiled in the United States. So they have supply. Yet still the prices are going to go up because the supply is still reduced. It's not normal. But much of it is held in places where it cannot be accessed due to massive floods. And what do we say in the algorithm? Famine doesn't necessarily have to happen because there is no supply. Famine can happen simply because the supply where it is cannot logistically get to where you are. Because the infrastructure's fucked up for one reason or other, or there ain't no money. Some of it is unfinished, meaning it needs to be blended before it can go to gas stages. Harvey has highlighted another weakness in the system. Pipeline terminals typically only have a 5-day supply in storage to load into the lines. Some of the biggest pipelines in the United States supplying the Northeast market and the Chicago area have already been shut down or reduced operations because they have no fuel to pump. Gasoline is very much a just-in-time fuel for as many million barrels as they think we have, said Patrick Dehan. And it's the same thing with food. Petroleum analysts at Gas Buddy, sure, there are some there, but they still have to be mixed and blended together. At least 2 East Coast refineries, including Philadelphia Energy Solution and Irving Oil, have already run out of gasoline for immediate delivery as they have rushed to send supplies to the U.S. Southeast, Caribbean, Mexico, and South America to offset the lack of exports since Harvey. So they're actually still exporting goods, you know, to maintain that side of things economically, to get that, you know, keep making that money. Okay, but you see how this situation in a larger crisis, man, will be just infinitely worse. Wholesale gasoline and jet fuel prices have soared as at least 4.4 million barrels per day of refining capacity, or nearly 24% of total US capacity, has been closed due to the record rains. Since Friday, my costs have gone up 30% per gallon, said Ben Little, owner of independent station Ben Little Pure in the middle of Nashville. So you see the point, man. This event has had a large impact, but like I said, imagine a wider crisis, a global economic collapse where guys can't afford to buy certain goods or move certain oils and stuff from one place to another. And then in the case of war, where infrastructure is getting destroyed, supply lines are being interrupted globally and regionally, yo, it's gonna get crazy. All right, and that time is gonna come. Okay, the Lord is gonna shoot them arrows, baby, and it's gonna get real bad. Okay, real bad. Yeah, like right here over in the UK, you know, we ain't really affected by no oil refinery in the US as we speak. You know, other oil refineries around the UK, around Europe, are upping their production to, you know, to cut any slack. You know, that might be affecting Europe. You know, right now in Europe, ain't nobody affected by that. Okay, but what happens when there's a you know, a problem that affects Europe and everywhere. All right, so I want to get 2nd Ezra 16. Try and get some more memory here. Hey, people don't know how quickly, man, all hell can come down on the face of this earth, man. All right, and it's gonna happen. The Lord is gonna set that algorithm in place. All right, and it's gonna get crazy. You're gonna see some crazy shit going on. Great perplexity of nations. All right, people are gonna be unsure where their next meal is gonna come from, where they're gonna get fuel and electricity to warm themselves, to heat their food. Okay, these crackheads ain't gonna be getting no crack. They're going crazy. All right, this is 2nd Ezra 16. I just want to hit the top and get out of here. Oh, there we go. It says, "Woe be unto thee, Babylon and Asia! Woe be unto thee, Egypt and Syria! Gird up yourselves with cloths of sack and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." And in these events, the list of risk begins with children and the elderly. Then it goes to women. Then it goes to men. Like you're gonna find out a lot of elderly people were killed in this flood. You're gonna find out a lot of children were killed in this flood. And then you're gonna have women. Then you're gonna have men. That's how it works. All right. And then, hey boy, a sword is sent up. And when you imagine you're in a flood and if you gotta be a strong swimmer to save somebody else, you have to be a very strong swimmer to save someone else in some quick current flooding, man. Someone else that can't swim. So if you ain't a strong swimmer and you got 3-4 children and you get caught out there in that water, it's either save yourself or try and save your children and you all die. Because they ain't sure as hell ain't gonna be strong swimmers. You see, it's just reality, okay? Unless the Lord is with you, you finished. All right. It said, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? The sword, really, of the Lord is going to be sent upon all these cities and nations in the earth, man. And that's pursuant to Daniel's the 12th chapter, man. All right. A time of trouble as there's never been. That's the sword of the Lord. It says a fire is sent among you, and who may quench it? Because when the Lord open up them death angels, man, and begins that time of great tribulation, man, ain't nobody gonna be able to put a stop to it. Ain't nobody gonna be able to put a pause on it. It's just gonna go free flowing like a flood. Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood, or may anyone quench the fire in stubble? When it hath begun to burn, may one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer? The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? The mighty Lord, it says, a fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it? Because the wrath of the Lord is going to come down upon all these different nations, man, and their cities, man. Because of their pride, their cities shall be greatly troubled, man. You think Houston, look, man, all these cities around the world, but when all is said and done, are going to be in a worse case than Houston. And all the cities in America, 100%, are going to be completely destroyed and flattened. And so, hey, whew. He shall cast lightnings, and who shall not fear? He shall thunder, and who shall not be afraid? The Lord shall threaten, and who shall not be utterly beaten to powder at his presence? The earth quaketh, and the foundation thereof. The sea arises up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also, before the Lord and before the glory of his power. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, and shall not miss when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. And the plagues you already see mudslides and all kind of events, not just what's happening. Because, you know, when things happen in America, you know, they like to give it a whole heap of attention. But if you look over like China, Africa, India, man, they always having some crazy ass flood that's killing like 1,000 people, 2,000 people. If you watch the news diligently and not just CNN, and if you actually online and you checking out different news articles from sources worldwide, man, hey, the Lord's always jacking up places hardcore. Those are the plagues being sent upon the earth, but the Lord's got more plagues to come. Yeah. This ain't even it. This is little by little. The Lord ain't even opened it up yet. This is a drip. All right? The Lord ain't opened up that faucet fully yet, but he will. All right? Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. That's the prophecies, man, to be fulfilled. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. It's going to culminate in the thermonuclear destruction, or complete thermonuclear destruction of America and various other cities around the world. So, hey, you know, the only thing I can say to you is, repent, for the kingdom of heaven is nigh. Lest that sword, you be caught with that sword, man. All right, so with that, I'm gonna say shalom.